going to continue discussing working with percents using the decimal cubes. The first video that we did was percent and whole. Now we're going to talk about part and whole. In this case, I know the whole, which is 180, and I know the part, which is 18 or 45 or 207. And what I need to figure out is the percent, or how many cubes would I have to color to get that much. All right, let's review real quickly. This is equal to 100%. That's what I don't have written on here, I erased it. Okay. This cube represents 100%. And its value is 180. For example, 100% of the students enrolled in the school is 180. There are 180 students in the school. If 100% of them are present, there are 180 students there. All right, we need to figure out two things again. We need to figure out the volume, the value of a column. Okay? If the whole thing's worth 180 and there's 10 columns, the value of a column is 180 divided by 10, or 18. So this entire column is worth 18, and so is this one, and so on. Now, if this whole column is worth 18, how much is one little square worth? We can do two things. We can either do the whole thing, 180 divided by 100, or we can do 18, which we've already figured out, divided by 10. They're both going to give me the same answer, 1.8. Whichever one of those makes more sense to you. But the important thing is you need to figure out the value of the column, 18. You need to figure out the value of a unit, and then you can use that to do anything, really. We used it to figure out the answer when we did the percent and the whole. Now we're going to use it to figure out the percent. Okay? So, what I'm going to do, I have to figure out how many squares I would have to color to get to this. Right? So, how many squares would I have to color to get 18? Well, let's look and see what I know. Oh, I see something that looks really easy. I see that the value of a column is 18, which means, in order to get 18, I would need to color in one entire column, whose value is 18. So, now I've got it colored in. This is my answer. What percent is that? What part of this whole 100 is colored in? Well, 10 blocks out of 100 is colored, where the answer is 10%. 10% of 180 is 18. Okay? That was too easy. Can't stop there. Got to make it a little bit harder. Okay? Let's unshade this for a minute so we don't get confused. All right, the next question. What percent of 180 is 45? Okay? Well, we know we're going to have to color at least one column. So let's color in one and see how much we've used so far. Okay. So how much is that worth? Well, that's worth 18. Okay. Let's color in another one. Let's see, that's worth 18. Okay. So far, we've colored in, the value of what we've colored in is 36. Okay? I don't think I'm going to be able to color another one because if I did 10 more, I'd be at 46, and that's going to be a little bit too much. So now I'm going to have to go one at a time. Right? So I'm just going to figure out, let's figure out, I need, if I've got 36 colored in, I need 45. I need 9 more. I need something to be worth 9 in order to get to 45. Or if you do 45 minus 36 gives me 9. Shows me how I got that. Right? So, now that's not too hard. I'm not going to have to do a whole lot of work. How does 9 relate to 18? Look at that, it's half of it. Which means that I'm going to need to color in half of the column, or 5 squares, and I have my answer. What percent of 180 is 45. Well, I have 10, 25 squares colored in. The answer is 25%. Okay. The next one. Let's erase some of our calculations here for a minute. All right, I need to find out what percent 207 is. Well, what do we know? We know that this whole block, if we color it, is worth 180. So I'm going to color it, and I have now used up 180. I need 207, so let's do it. 207 minus 180. Okay. I need to get 27 more squares colored in, or the squares to equal the 27. So let's bring out another cube. We're going to need another one. Okay. All right, can I color one whole column? Yes, that's only 18, so I can color a column. Okay. Now I've got 18 here. All right, so I've used up 18 more. I'm going to subtract it, which is going to give me 9 left. And we kind of already figured out what 9 was. Since 9 is half of 18, it's going to be half of a column. Color 5, which is worth 9. If I add it all up, 180 plus 18 plus 9 gives me 207. So what's my answer? I've got the whole 100% plus a strip plus 5. So my answer is 115% of 180 is 207. So once you figure out the value of the column, the value of the unit, you can go forwards, backwards, figure out anything you need to know about percents using that simple concept.